as Hinch, Will Power, Briscoe, Pagenaud, Hunter-Reay, and Castroneves all roll out onto the course. Pagenaud was first out as he makes his way into turn number 10. Not up to speed yet, obviously, and he will take his time there. And now, Mark, he's going to get on it, heading into turn number 10, and he'll come up to break the timing light here momentarily.
That 77 machine with HP sponsorship, the combination of Sam Schmidt and Davey Hamilton getting together to see what they can accomplish throughout the course of the season. And with what he has done so far this weekend, it appears as though that it's a good mix. And we see the number 3 machine of Helio Castroneves working its way out onto the course as we see 4.5 minutes remaining in this session.
James Hinchcliffe, quickest of the weekend with a track record lap at a minute 1.4491 in the IZOD IndyCar Series. There's Helio, makes his way through turns 2 and 3. The front straight, and actually, Helio is just making his way through 6 and 7, now off of turn number 9, and that's, Mark, where he made the contact off of 9 there during the second round.
Helio Castroneves starting to set up for that left-hander, makes his way through Dan Weldon Way, a little short straightaway, and he'll have to glide the wheel to the right and slip it right back to the left. He'll have a little short straightaway before he has to climb onto the binders and make the turn on the east end of the race course and come back onto that long airport runway and roar by our booth in that number 3 machine.
James Hinchcliffe, quickest driver out on course here during qualifying today, already off of turn number 10 as Hinch will come across the line, and let's see if he will take that lap. Yes, at a minute 2.7353. But once again, these times are going to be slower. There's no doubt about that because of the primary tires. You're either going to be on primaries or on reds that have already been scrubbed in a session. And Mark, that's exactly what Helio's doing. He's gone back out on the alternate reds that were probably used in round number 1.
Helio Castroneves makes his way through the north end of the race course, and he has done so without any problems whatsoever. Helio is always quick, to give a lot of credit to his guys, but regardless of where he starts in tomorrow's race, I think you're going to see one very appreciative race driver when he climbs out of the cockpit when this session is over, because hats off to Roger Penske, Team Penske's crew, for being able to effect the changes that they did on Helio's car after he made pretty sizable contact toward the end of that second session.
Well, this third and final session shows Ryan Hunter-Reay right now, a P1 at a minute 1.9321. Helio Castroneves is next at a minute 1.9987. Will Power at a minute 2, and Will has just dropped a bit because James Hinchcliffe has popped up to third at a minute 2.1504. Will Power at a minute 2.2709. Simon Pagenaud right now at a minute 2.3376. And Mark, we're still waiting on Ryan Briscoe to turn a lap here.
I believe Dave first has a note on that. Dave's on pit road. Dave?
Yeah, Ryan Briscoe just came in after turning just 1 lap. A lot of work to the left side of that Chevy-powered Dallara. No word on exactly what they were working on, perhaps some of the electronics, but he sat in here and wasted a good 2, 3, 4 minutes before he just now left. Roger Penske hoping to get his guys into the front row with Ryan Briscoe.
Less than 2 minutes remaining now. Will Power, Mark, and look at that. He has Will Power. After I just finished saying that we're not going to see a lap record time, Will Power has managed to do exactly that, a minute 1.3721. So forget everything I said about going out on scrubbed reds or on primary blacks, because Will Power just turned the quickest lap of the weekend in a minute 1.3721.
So Will Power is P1 with a minute 20 left in this session. Ryan Hunter-Reay is P2. Hinch is P3. Helio Castroneves, then Pagenaud, then Ryan Briscoe.
Wow. How about, and guys, both Nick Yeoman and Dave First, as far as I know, I've heard of no rule change where you're going to get another set of reds. So these have to be used reds that Will Power's on right now, where he just turned that lap.
That is correct, Mike. Yeah, everybody that I've seen leave pit lane, everyone on scuffed reds. So, boy, that is just incredibly impressive from Will Power and the Verizon Team Penske crew.
So Will leaving a little in the tank there, Mark, and it's going to be interesting to find out if that was his scuffed reds from session 1 or session 2, as we have now under a minute, in fact, under 45 seconds remaining in this session. We're watching Ryan Briscoe as Mark, this is really going to be, he's going to have one good shot at a flyer coming up right here.
4 straight poles to start the season for Will Power last year, including here in St. Pete. He led 6 laps in this race and finished runner-up.
You know, that's really amazing. I really thought that we would see 2/10, maybe 3/10 slower. I had no idea that he could go out there and not only equal what Hinch did in the second round, but in fact better it by 0.07 of a second, nearly a tenth. So that's pretty impressive. Checkered flag is out. Drivers that have already passed the timing line are going to be able to complete their laps. So Ryan Briscoe, the flyer that he is on right now, will count if in fact he can put together a good enough lap to trump Will Power, but I don't see it happening. Power right now at the top of the board at a minute 1.3721. Ryan Briscoe, however, in the limited amount of time that he had on track, he is P2. So Mark, he may have a shot here as he's through the kink and headed to turn number 10.
And there he goes through turn number 10 and climbs on the binders just a little bit. James Hinchcliffe currently setting P4. Briscoe setting at P2. Power P1. Does he have a shot at him? No, he does not, Mike.
Nope. So he was not quicker on that lap. So with the checkered flag out, Will Power winds up on pole to start the 2012 season with a great lap recorded on a set of Firestone Firehawk scuffed reds in the Firestone Fast 6, a minute 1.3721. That will be a new track qualifying record for the IndyCar Series here on the streets of St. Pete. Ryan Briscoe is next, so it is a Team Penske front row with Chevy Power, then Ryan Hunter-Ray and James Hinchcliffe representing Andretti Autosport, both also powered by Chevrolet, then Elio Castroneves and Simon Pagenaud, at least on the board, are shown 5th and 6th, but Pagenaud will be penalized 10 spots and will go off 16th tomorrow, as that means that Scott Dixon will roll off to the outside of turn number 3 after Pagenaud is penalized for the engine change.